Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at the sources behind what might be the generational super fight everyone's talking about. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, this is the big one. WBC lightweight champ versus the WBO junior welterweight champ.
And it feels like more than just titles, right? The sources are calling it a generational summit.
That's exactly the angle. It boils down to this clash of styles, doesn't it? You've got Stevenson's technical, almost surgical defense against Lopez's, well, explosive power and athleticism. And the winner, according to pretty much everyone we looked at, gets tagged as the leader of this new boxing generation. No pressure, right?
Not at all. And the personal stakes, huge. Stevenson's gunning for that undefeated four-division champ status. That's rare air.
It really is. And for Lopez, it's about cementing his place. He wants that undisputed king label at 140 pounds. This fight is his kind of ultimate validation test.
So how do we get here? There's a lot of chatter, social media stuff, especially after Shakur beat Zepeda back in July 25.
Right, that definitely turned up the heat. But the real key, the thing that made it actually possible, wasn't just the talk. Lopez himself was aiming for early 2026, maybe January.
But talk is cheap in boxing. What changed?
This is the landscape shaker. The reports we're seeing confirm both guys are now free agents.
Okay, free agents. What does that actually mean for making a fight like this happen? Because usually promotions get in the way.
It means everything. It means the promotional roadblocks, the network loyalties, they're kind of gone. It allows premier boxing champions, PBC, and Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh to potentially come together.
So cross-promotional power.
Exactly. We're talking a mega event, Saudi money potentially involved. This isn't just another fight. It becomes a global spectacle because they're free to make the biggest deal possible. Without that freedom, it's just a fan dream.
That context is crucial.
Sure.
Okay, let's dive into the fighters. Tail of the tape. They're physically pretty similar, actually. Both 5'8", reach is almost identical.
Yeah, physically close. But stylistically, night and day. You got the southpaw Stevenson, 24-0, but, a lower KO ratio, around 46%.
Right.
Then Lopez, orthodox, 22-1, much higher KO percentage, like 56, 57%. He brings the power.
That difference really tells the story, doesn't it? Stevenson's lower KO rate.
Yeah.
It suggests his game plan isn't necessarily about the early finish.
Not at all. He's built to win rounds, maybe 10 rounds to 2, something like that. It's about defensive mastery. They call him the ghost in the ring for a reason. He's arguably the best defensive fighter of his whole generation.
You saw that against Zepeda, who just throws punches constantly. Stevenson completely neutralized him. Masterful footwork, distance control.
He did. And, people criticize him sometimes, say it's safety first, maybe a bit boring. But that Zepeda fight, he showed he can fight in the pocket. He can be aggressive when he needs to be. It was an evolution, kind of.
Okay, so Stevenson is the matador. Let's talk Lopez, the bull, maybe, the explosive one?
Yeah, the takeover. His wins over Lomachenko and Josh Taylor showed incredible power, speed, timing, fight-changing ability.
But there's always a but with Lopez, it seems. The inconsistency. That's the big question mark, isn't it?
It's the question. Which Teo shows up? Is it the guy who schooled Loma and Taylor? Or is it the guy who looked, frankly, frustrated and kind of lost against guys like Sandor Martin or Jermaine Ortiz?
Those were tough watches. He struggles when he has to be the aggressor against pure boxers, guys who move.
Precisely. He wants you standing there so he can land those bombs. When fighters use lateral movement, deny him the target, he gets visibly frustrated. And when Teo gets frustrated, his discipline can kind of go out the window.
And against a defensive wizard like Stevenson, that's dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. That's exactly what Shakur will be banking on.
So let's map out the paths to victory for Stevenson.
Control the distance. Use the feet, use the jab, make Lopez chase, make him miss, make him frustrated. Then pick him apart with counters when those defensive gaps inevitably open up. Pinpoint accuracy.
Classic matador strategy. And for Lopez?
He needs to make it an athletic contest early. Use smart pressure, cut the ring off effectively. Don't just follow Shakur around. And crucially, body work. He has to invest downstairs to slow Stevenson's legs down. That's key.
Okay, so the sources analyze all this.
Yeah.
But where do they land? Can Stevenson's technical brilliance consistently negate that Lopez power for 12 rounds?
So the consensus leans towards yes. When you break it down, Stevenson's consistency, his defense, his ring IQ, they're seen as more reliable, more bankable attributes than Lopez's power, which can be brilliant, but also, erratic. So the prediction across the board is pretty solid. Shakur Stevenson wins, probably a clear unanimous decision. Scorecards like 116-112, maybe 117-111.
Technical mastery over raw athleticism.
That's the narrative, yeah.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. If Stevenson does win this, maybe even dominates, at 140 pounds, largely without relying on knockouts, does that change things? Does it force us, the fans, the networks, to maybe reevaluate what we value most in a champion? Is pure boxing skill enough at the highest level, even without the highlight reel KOs?
That's a really interesting question for the future of the sport. Something to think about.